Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Scottish Disney Cars Collector YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be I can't get my words out right now. Sorry. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 2025 Thailand variant of Fishtail. So I'm pretty much wrapping up all the Case T reviews because obviously I got Graham weeks ago and I've just managed to get Fishtail, McQueen with Shovel and Joe Don Jackson. So this is the last one I had to review. I just thought I would do all the highlights. I'm pretty much going to do that with any Case from now on, I think, because they're new and it's something to talk about. So when Case U does come out, I will review Cho, Masha and High Impact. The next Thailand variant for a Demolition Derby racer. They've done the right thing this year of basically bringing back some of the more rare ones. However, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe Fishtail and High Impact were the last ones we needed Thailand variants of. If I'm correct, they're basically doing the same thing with Ernie and no, not Ernie, yeah, Ernie, Eugene, and Ryan, where they're finishing up the passing cup races that we can at least get. Don't know if we'll get Mackay Carr or Dale Earnhardt Jr. ever as Thailand variants, but you know, so yeah, this was the last one I had to review. This guy came out in singles Case T, obviously, and yeah, let's get into the review. So, this is the first Demolition Derby car I've reviewed on the channel, actually, so it's kind of hard to talk about specifics. I mean, they're all unique and different in their own way, but obviously this guy is badly beaten up and dented. Not as bad as some other ones, but I mean, the detail's just fantastic on this. All the bent and, you know, the doors and just like the way it's just sculpted or casted and the engraves and especially on the hood, like the detail's just amazing. So obviously he gets his name from this. Basically, he's clearly had a car smashing some of the back of there. Basically, example. Yes, here's the comparison. And yeah, that's why he's obviously his rear is basically all the way up. So he looks like he has a fishtail, and he's the colours of a fish pretty much as well. However, I do know a fishtailing, because if something I didn't realise until recently, all the Demolition Derby cars basically have names of like what's an illegal act on a road or an act on a road. So like there's High Impact and there's Blind Spot and Broadside and Fishtail, and Fishtail's basically when you're going fast, but it's on water and you sort of slide a bit like that, so it looks like a fish basically. So that's where the name comes from. I imagine that's what he probably does, but also the is basically his tail fin. It looks like an actual fish. Anyway, so he's the colour blue, obviously. I do love the green that's really picked out here, sort of aqua emerald green. It's really subtle, but it's so well done. And he's got sort of red paint scuffs, probably from bashing into other cars at the Derby. His expression is really nice. He's got sort of snarly expression and teeth, which again sort of look like a fish as well. This guy has a fishy appearance. You've got the exposed exhaust pipes, which look fantastic as always on any of these Demolition Derby racers. And I don't know what this is. It reminds me of Mater's air filter. Is that what it is? I think it's an air filter actually. He's number 96, and it doesn't matter which way you turn it upside down, it will still say that. And it says Bill, because his sponsor is Wild Bill's Racing Cones, whatever the hell that may be. Again, there's a number 96. His tyres, they're black, obviously. Well, they're sort of... They look a deep brown on camera, actually, but they're definitely black. And again, you've got these sort of like X crosses, which are pretty cool. Same goes on both, and obviously these tyres are bigger. And these have actual grips on them as opposed to these being smooth, so he does actually like raise up in the air, which is really cool. His date stamp is U03A, so that means he was produced on the 3rd day of 2025. That should be correct. Try to get used to reading the newer date stamps. When was Jason Roadkey made, actually? Okay, 20A. So he was the 28th week of 2020. Of 2020. 4. This is the Case M version, by the way, not the Case... When did this come out? Case H last year. Okay, this will be the 3rd week of 2025 then. And yeah, that's correct. It's also red at the top. Again, I love the sort of boarded up windows. But there's none on this side. That's pretty cool. And again, the back, 96 and sort of like a red zigzag pattern across. And again, his back is completely raised. This guy obviously actually popped up a few times in Cars on the Road. Because Jason Roadkey is just a repaint of him, although he's not as similar as you thought he'd be. I was quite surprised when I was watching Docket's review and he compared the two, and then getting Fishtail in hand and doing it myself, I was like, bloody hell, they are very different. So, yeah, not as similar as you would think, but they're pretty much more or less the same model. So, yes, Jason Roadkey is a repaint of Fishtail. This model actually pops up quite a few times throughout the Road Rumblers episode. It's basically just copy and pasted, which is kind of annoying. But there is a car in Salt Fever that's getting towed away when McQueen and Meta arrive there. It's basically to sort of emphasise the danger of like salt flats racing. And it is the exact same colours as Fishtail. And it's the exact same model of dents and everything. The only thing they done was remove all these decals. And that was it. It's basically Fishtail just without all that. And I really hate that because it's so obvious and just lazy. I wouldn't be surprised if they release that at some point. Like this. Or someone makes a custom with that. And I think he appears in the flashback scene with Ivy, where she's about to do the stunt. There's a few Demolition Derby cars there. There's Pile Up. I'm pretty sure Fishtail's there. I think Taco's there as well. And again, it's just mad how, like, are these supposed to be different characters or the same ones? It just makes you wonder. But yeah, really was not a fan of that in Cars on the Road. I don't like it when they copy and paste stuff. Anyway, so comparing them to Jason Roadkey, well, the mouths are obviously different. The exhaust pipes are different as well. Jason Roadkey's a lot more taller and much more prominent. They also look like the gills of a fish. Again, that's where he probably gets the name from. Obviously, he's got the big mohawk. The tires are interesting because I think the front ones are different, are they? Yeah, they are. Jason's are slightly bigger, like ever so slightly. And the back wheels are completely different, but they have the same thing where it's grips on the back, smooth on the front. So, pretty much the things that are the same as the casting, like if you look here, that's all completely the same apart from the exhaust pipe. So the pieces have been switched out. And if you look at the side, that is obviously the same. Same here. The massive thing that's changed is, of course, the back. Now, Jason's is again slightly raised up, but nowhere near as much as Fishtail's. Like, it's basically, it's more or less the same casting, just shifted up on Fishtail, and they've got the exact same bars on the windows. And again, none on that side. And I think they've, like, even that looks the same to me. And they've just put it more down. Yeah, do you know what? It is the exact same. Oh, yeah, it is. Just this looks more raised up, obviously. But yeah, they pretty much just did repaint Fishtail, which I just don't like it when they do that because it's just so obvious where they come from. I think they changed Jason enough to make him look like a different car, but you can still tell where he comes from. Obviously, Justin Road was a repaint of Broadside as well. But yeah, one thing I have noticed recently is Mattel seem to keep doing this thing right now where they're bringing back certain cars because they produced the casting like a year before. So I think the reason why they've brought Fishtail back probably is because they've brought out the casting for him again to make Jason Roadkey. And it's the same with High Impact. She's pretty much the same model as Bill. Bill came out last year. I'm trying to think of more examples of that I've noticed. Obviously, Cho and Kai Andy are repaints of each other, but they've both came out this year. So, I'm trying to think of more. There are a few examples when I realised I was like, huh. Yeah, when you think about it, you know. Mandy Funderbender obviously came out last year, who's a repaint of JW, who's came out this year. JW. Trying to think back, Case N, no, wasn't really much in that. Case P, not really much in that. Case Q, my name is not Chocolate Cart. Daryl and Nikki B. Nikki B's not too far off Greta. Case R, no, not really much in there. Case S. I can't think of too, but you just get the point that I'm getting at. Like, I don't think they would have brought back JW this year if they hadn't pulled out the casting from again to do not Masha, Mandy Friendenbender. So it's interesting. But yeah, I thought I would just compare the two. Are the bottoms the same actually? Well, what do you know? Yeah, their bottoms are the exact fucking same. Literally the exact same. And all they've done is just curved this up. And that's it. Yeah. Oh, they're exactly the same. That's mental. Huh. Well, there you go. Anyway, that is my review of the 2025 Thailand variant of Fishtail. I do like this guy a lot. I think Thailand do these cars the best just because the decals being blurry helps them and they just have lovely matte finishes. But yeah. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.